and enables us to move livestock throughout the farm without having to graze every paddock. Brief explanation on how I build my homemade gates. Take a roll of page wire. This, I believe, is 42 inches tall. That's the perfect height for me, for sheep. I don't like the 48 inch. It's just too much net and wire to move and manipulate. I start out by wrapping it around a gate post and twisting the wires off on each horizontal strand, making a nice little teardrop, if you want to call it, around the post. And you want to do that loosely, because if you swing the gate in or out, the wire actually just pivots around the post. I measure out as close as I can to this gate post, cut it off, and wrap the wires through a T-stake, which I quite often cut off to tailor to the height I want. And I make some loops top and bottom, and my gate was a little bit too short from my opening, so I just added a piece of 2x4 to fill in the gaps so lambs don't sneak out. These oak vertical posts, they just strengthen the wire and keep it rigid so nothing tries to hop over it. You could have put 3 in here. I went with 2. And this wire, because it's not level, it's a bit of a hollow, there's a bit of a gap underneath the wire. I actually hung some T-stakes underneath to pull the wire down and just kind of seal up that gap so dogs and lambs don't push underneath. And that's how I make a lot of the gates on this farm. Pretty cheap, practical. 2 people, it takes about an hour to build something like this. It enables us to move livestock throughout the farm without having to graze every paddock to get back to the barns, or we might need to, for management purposes, say a deworming or something. And I quite often use, this is kind of my most contaminated ground. If I have a heavy parasite load, I'll treat the ewes and put them in this lane, in this small yard, 24, 36 hours, dump people's air as much as possible so I'm not contaminating a nice fresh 20 or 30 acre pasture. Yeah, and livestock flow through here. It's kind of the advantage of this laneway here.